Hello, techies. This is me, Galina Betty, aka Catwoman from Tech Valor, and welcome to my live stream. I know that I wasn't here last Friday. I had to work on Friday, and then I was like really busy, so I didn't get a chance to prep or anything like that. But I'm here today. Yay! Um, so first off, I just wanted to say hi to the people that are in the chat. MC Locks in Life, that's my husband. Welcome. Jojo the Techie, hey, yes, happy Friday. Spectacular Gadgets, hey. And I hope you all had a good week. I had a good start to my week. On Monday, my husband and I, we went over to go early voting. So we did our civic duty and voted for the midterms. If you live in a county or state that allows you to vote early, I definitely recommend it. It's just good to get that peace of mind. And it's just as important to vote for the midterms as it is to vote for the president as well. Hello, Jeff Hales. Blessings to you as well. Also, I wanted to give a little PSA when waxing, because I was waxing my chin hairs. Y'all can see it's a little bit like my skin is a little bit burnt right now. Don't wax the same place more than once. So I had like these pre-made wax strips, and I put it on my chin, and I got some of the hairs out, but I wanted to get out more. So I did it like 5 times, and now I have, yeah, it's not good to do that. So I just wanted to give a little PSA about that. If you're thinking about waxing, don't, yourself, don't wax the same area more than once. I had to learn that the hard way. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. Also, my hair has gotten longer. It's kind of like at uglier phase where, like, I'll show you guys. Like, there's a lot of stretch to it. Yeah, it's getting longer. Very happy about that. So those are just some things that are going on in my life. I wanted to share y'all because we're friends. Hey, Gadget Goddess, what wifey? Welcome. Sorry, y'all. Hey, Shay, welcome. Jojo the Techie said, "Man, I missed early voting. I guess I'll be voting on November." Well, in my county, you get to vote early for the first 2 weeks. So all the way up until November 6th, you can vote early. And you can even vote on a Saturday and a Sunday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So look at your ballot, because you might have still enough time to vote early. Jojo the Techie said also that she used the wax strips for her eyebrows. Okay, that's good. I'm not that, I don't need it from my eyebrows because my eyebrows are kind of thin and I just have to pencil them in. That is all genes though. That's all good genes. Hey, Dr. Riley, welcome. Sorry, y'all. My internet is going in and out. I apologize about that. I'm connected to Ethernet, so I don't know why that's happening. Sorry, y'all. Hey, Barry Johnson, welcome. Hey, Bradley, welcome. Dr. Riley says, "Hey, I'm excited for USB-C on iPhone." Yes, that's one of the things that we're going to talk about today. So the first thing I wanted to share with y'all is just to toot my own horn. So I've done 3 videos regarding the Pixel 7 Pro. I put that in the description and the show notes below. So when you have time, definitely check it out if you haven't. So those are 3 videos that I did. One was on the Pixel 7 Pro and the Pixel Watch combined. And then the other 2 are comparisons, video comparisons. One was with it against the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and the other one was the S22 Ultra. Shout out to my husband for letting me use his phones so that I can do it. Yay, thank you. And so I also wanted it to talk about next is the Pixel 7 Pro. So I did 10-bit HDR. And boy, was I kicking myself when I did that, because when I loaded it onto my Windows computer and then I loaded it onto Adobe, it didn't look right. So I did find a workaround to that. And so I just wanted to provide you guys with a tutorial, if you have a Windows computer, how to fix that. All right. So let's get started with that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. So this is Adobe Premiere Pro. And I'm going to load a 10-bit HDR video from the Pixel 7 Pro, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. I'm telling you, it looks like a hot mess, y'all. Keep existing settings. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's just like, looks like gamma rays. It looks like a hot mess, right? And it's weird because it doesn't look like that on VLC. So when I open it up on VLC, it doesn't look like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to share my VLC. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's a little bit blown out, as you can tell, but that's what it looks like on my phone, right? And I'm using VLC to open it up, and it looks fine. And if I go through it, you know, it looks good. I mean, it's not, it still looks blown out, but it's something that's workable, right? And that's kind of like what usually happens with the 10-bit HDR is that it looks blown out, and then you kind of have to fix it in post with luxes and stuff like that. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't know the first thing about lux color corrections and things like that, but I was able to fix this problem. So first, I'm going to share my Adobe again and just show you how it's supposed to be fixed. And but it still doesn't fix the problem. So I'm sharing my Adobe again. Supposed to right click on the footage, choose modify, interpret footage. And then when you choose interpret footage, on the bottom where it says color space override, you're supposed to be able to choose either Rec 709, right? And no, it doesn't fix it. Again, right click, modify, interpret footage. I found that Rec 2020 has been the best for me, but as you can tell, it still doesn't fix the problem, right? So what I ended up needing to do is actually use a different program. And I'm gonna stop sharing this, and I'm gonna show you guys what the program is. It's called Handbrake, and it's free. And what it does is it converts any video into another video, and it's been around for a really long time. So I'll share Handbrake with y'all. So I'm just going to drag and drop the video into Handbrake. And as you can tell, it looks normal in the little preview on there. So in the preview, it looks normal. It looks like how it's supposed to look like. And we're going to turn this into, instead of a H.265, we're going to turn this into a H.264. Okay. And so basically where it says fast 1080 30, we're going to change that. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, y'all. That again, my internet just keeps going out. I'm so sorry. So again, where it says preset, you're gonna change the preset all the way down to production max, right? Production max, and then it's going to only choose pass through, and in dimensions, and sorry, save it. I'm so sorry. I'm connected via Ethernet. I'm so annoyed right now with my internet. Oh my god, it sucks when tech doesn't work. Okay, I'm back again. Sorry. So anyways, the video encoder is H.264. All right. And then you would just save it. Well, not save it. Start the encoding process, and then it'll change it to 264, right? Which is the kind that you want. It takes a long time, so I'm not going to do this process online. And I'm just going to stop sharing. And I already have it encoded I already have an encoded file, so I'm just going to drop that into Adobe. Let me just go ahead and share it. All right, so I'm going to delete this out of the timeline, and I'm going to drag and drop the one that is encoded. Keep existing settings. All right, so this is what it looks like. Sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Okay. All right, so I just dragged it and dropped it in here. This is what it looks like. Again, it looks all blown out. But that's usually what happens when something is 10-bit HDR. So now we can apply what the correct method is. So you just right-click on your footage. So I'm not right-clicking here. I'm right-clicking over here to the footage. Right-click on the footage, modify, interpret footage, and color overdrive. I'm going to show you what it looks like on Rec 709. It doesn't look right. So yeah, it looks a little bit better, but it's not the best that it can be. You can still see that the chairs over there are still kind of blown out. So I'm going to change it to Rec 2020. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. Okay, there. Now it looks better. You can see the color is vibrant. It's not as blown out. It just looks overall a lot better. It looks vibrant. It looks great. So I just wanted to show that workaround specifically for people who have Windows and are using Adobe. So the reason why this happens, I don't know. Some people say that it depends on the graphics card, that it can't read 265 10-bit HDR. I guess that's the problem that I'm having, could be. But it doesn't happen when I upload iPhone footage. So when I upload iPhone footage, I'm just able to do the modify Rec 2020, and then I don't have any problems. So this is just only specifically to Pixel or I guess anything that's using MP4 265 that is Android. I haven't tried it with any other phone, so that's just the workaround and the fix for it. I'll stop sharing my screen. See what you guys have to say. And again, sorry for the tech issues. I apologize about that. Yeah, Jojo the Techie says, for a minute I thought it was my internet. No, it's my internet acting up. No bueno. No bueno. Barry also said he left and came back because he thought it was his internet. I know. I have 1 gig speed up and down, so I'm not supposed to be having any troubles with my internet. That's so weird. Hey, Ice Tech Talk, welcome. Good evening, Duan Boone. Okay. Barry said VLC should play it back as it supports HLG. QuickTime should also play with no issue. Yes. When I play with QuickTime, it also doesn't have any problems either. So it's just an Adobe issue. Windows Adobe issue. And I know that you did a video, Barry, about how to do this with what's it called again? Final Cut. And that worked out for you. I'm glad. This is not a Mac, so unfortunately it didn't work for me, but this is my workaround. So yeah. Bradley says, I remember another creator talking about that. Most likely it was Barry that was talking about that. That's the other creator. Yeah, Jojo said, yeah, I think it was Barry. He did a tutorial on how to fix that on Final Cut Pro. Yep, that was the other creator. Jojo the Techie said, oh man, I remember using Handbrake back when I ripped DVDs. Oops. Yes, I remember using Handbrake for that as well, because when you export out of the codecs from it, it's not MP4. Well, back it was like, was it AVI? That's what we needed, and it was like something else, something completely different. But yeah, Handbrake fixed it. Bradley said the good old days. Yes, the good old days. Spectacular Guy just says that Comcast Xfinity sucks. I don't have Comcast or Xfinity for the 1 gig speed internet. I have CenturyLink. Yep. Jojo the Techie said Murphy's Law. Okay, so this is a really good question. Jojo the Techie asked, so Adobe Premiere doesn't have HDR tools like FCP does, like Final Cut Pro does. So the thing is that everywhere I looked, it said that it should work with the interpreting the footage, right? And I don't have any problems like this when it is a .mov file that's H.265. So this is specifically, I think, an Android problem. I think it's an Android H.265 10-bit HDR problem. I'm guessing, because I've only tested this with the Pixel 7 Pro. I haven't tested it with any other device. Barry says, yep, hopefully Adobe will add a nice interpreter like Final Cut Pro has. Oh, that would save so much time. Charlie's getting ahead of everybody, saying that they'll probably send USB Type-C to the EU and keep USA at Lightning when it comes to the iPhone. Oh my gosh, that would suck. That would be so bad. Ice Tech Talk said, I had something similar with the first using HDR recording on my iPhone 13 last year, though I thought I messed up my video. Yes, I thought that I messed up my video too. Oh, Barry says it's not a Mac, but it has 7 times the memory. not sure what that means. Hmm. Dr. Riley says, I don't know, there's potential for reduced product costs with mass production for everywhere. And I do think the demand is there. Oh, yeah, the demand for USB Type C is there. Absolutely. And Dr. Riley says, the big issue I see with USB Type C is that there's so many different types that can do data only, data and charge only, plus the wattage rate they can charge. That needs to be addressed. Yes, I agree. That does need to be addressed. Charles said they're not happy about it. It's the vibe I'm getting. Plus, they glimpsed the USB-C on a new iPad. Yeah, they do have it on the new iPad, and they're not happy about it. And Charles also said it's running the same speed that Lightning runs. Kind of sad. Dr. Riley says, I do think they'll miss all of the revenue from licensing it all out, but on the other hand, they can justify by saying one cord for all devices. They're just it's a no-brainer to go to USB Type C, and they can say that they've come up with reasons why, but it's always been, yeah, that's why it should be. Hey, Samuel S., welcome. Dr. Riley says, I love charging my Asus by USB Type-C, and I wish I had one cord for all devices. My iPhone is the last thing. Yep, it is the last thing. Hey, Bionic Scoop, welcome. Jojo Techie says, have you tried the option with the Pixel camera turned off H.265 HEVC? Not sure if it'll make a difference with HDR video, but worthy to try it. So I actually didn't have the H.265 turned on in the settings. I just only chose 10-bit HDR. So 10-bit HDR is H.265. So there wasn't anything that I went into, into the settings and turned on H.265. 10-bit HDR is that type of codec. Dr. Riley says, no company likes to be told what to do. Haha. Very true. Very true. Hey, holla, your boy. Welcome. You watching in the back. Awesome. All right. So it's time to get into some articles. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about is the Apple one. Yes. So Apple confirms it will leave Lightning behind in future iPhones. Apple execs signaled the company isn't happy about it, though. Oh, I wasn't sharing my screen. Okay, now I'm sharing it. Sorry, y'all. So an Apple executive publicly stated that the company plans to comply with the new EU Union regulation that will require specific devices to have USB-C ports, confirming that the iPhone will soon adopt USB-C. Obviously, we'll have to comply, Apple Senior Vice President of Worldwide Marketing, Greg Josh Wyek, told attendees at the Wall Street Journal Tech Live conference on Tuesday. It took an air of resignation. He took an air of resignation about it, noting that the company still disagrees with the regulation. Quote, we think the approach would have been better environmentally and better for our customers to not have a government be that prescriptive, he said. On Monday, the EU gave a final approval for a long under consideration common charger law that will require all devices within specific categories, smartphone included, to standardize on USB C. Most devices have already gone that way, including Apple's MacBook and iPad lines, but the iPhone line has stuck with Apple's proprietary Lightning connection. The law will require iPhones to go in that direction by 2024. It applies to newly introduced products, not products that were introduced before it took effect. So, in theory, Apple could keep selling older Lightning equipped devices until they feel the products are otherwise no longer viable. Those supporting the law argue that it will reduce e waste and offer environmental benefits, partly because users will be able to share cords and chargers between devices, and that it will be a boon for consumers who may feel frustrated with confusing gadgets landscape. Detractors have said that the regulation may stifle or prevent future innovation of new ports and technologies that might carry their own benefits for consumers and for the environment. At first glance, it might seem obvious that Apple would have to adopt USB-C once the regulation takes effect. But for a time, there was rampant speculation, even some insiders reporting that Apple might simply go port free and depend on wireless charging and data transfer rather than adopt USB C to replace Lightning. More recent reports suggest Apple will not skip the USB C for wireless, though. Josh White didn't clarify whether the company plans to only introduce USB C iPhones in Europe, where it is required, while still introducing Lightning equipped phones in the United States, or whether it will offer USB C phone in both regions. Let's see what y'all have to say. So Dr. Riley says, not an Apple person, but isn't Thunderbolt standard tech may be made by Apple? If so, they can save fast data rates using the Apple Thunderbolt rated cable and possibly make up revenue shortfalls via selling them. I think Thunderbolt is not proprietary to Apple. I think Thunderbolt is just USB-C, but a lot faster, and anybody can use it. Y'all can correct me in the chat if that's not true. Bradley said, everything affects the environment for Apple. You swear they're the most environmentally conscious company. Blame it on the environment. Blame it on the environment. Charlie said, did the dude really say environmentally? Everyone else is on USB-C. Man, they can be tools. Shake my head. Yes, they did say environmentally. Jojo Techie said, true, Dr. Riley. They could say, hey, you can use USB Type-C if you want, but if you use this shiny Thunderbolt cable we're selling you, you'll get faster charging. Oh, so you think that they might go with like a non as fast USB-C connection? Oh my gosh, no, that would be so whack. That would be so whack. But I can see them doing that. Dr. Riley says, I do love my wireless charging. I would love it if they moved the Apple Watch to Qi wireless compatible. But then again, you need an Apple Watch charger for an Apple Watch. And that's how it is with, I think, every type of smartwatch. So I know that Samsung has their own proprietary charger for their watch, and the Pixel has their own proprietary charger for theirs as well. Okay, here comes Barry with the information. He says Thunderbolt was made by Intel with a collab from Apple. They don't get paid for licensing on Thunderbolt. That's why Lightning still exists. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for the information. Dr. Riley says, totally see them doing it. And thank Barry for the information. Barry is chock full of knowledge. All right, let's move on to the next article. This is Elon Musk. He actually did an open letter to Twitter advertisers. He is officially the owner of Twitter today, but he posted this on October 27th, which was yesterday, to advertisers, basically pleading them not to leave Twitter. But, time will tell how that will be. So I'll read his letter and let me know what you guys think about his reasoning. So Elon Musk said, I wanted to reach out personally to share my motivation in acquiring Twitter. There has been much speculation about why I bought Twitter and what I think about advertising. Most of it has been wrong. The reason I acquired Twitter is because it is important to the future of civilization to have a common digital town square where a wide range of beliefs can be debated in a healthy manner without resorting to violence. There is currently a great danger that social media will splinter into far right wing and a far left wing echo chamber that generate more hate and divide our society. In the relentless pursuit of clicks, much of traditional media has fueled and catered to those polarized extreme, as they believe that it is what brings in the money. But in doing so, the opportunity for dialogue is lost. That is why I bought Twitter. I didn't do it because it would be easy. I didn't do it to make more money. I did it to try help humanity, whom I love. And I do so with humility, recognizing that failure in pursuing this goal, despite our best efforts, is a very real possibility. That said, Twitter obviously cannot become a free-for-all hellscape, where anything can be said with no consequences. In addition to adhering to the laws of the land, our platform must be warm and welcoming to all, where you can choose your desired experience according to your preferences, just as you can choose, for example, to see movies or play video games ranging from all ages to mature. I also very much believe that advertising, when done right, can delight, entertain, and inform you. It can show you a service or product or medical treatment that you never knew existed, but is right for you. For this to be true, it is essential to show Twitter users advertising that is as relevant as possible to their needs. Low relevancy ads are spam, but highly relevant ads are actually content. Fundamentally, Twitter aspires to be the most respected advertising platform in the world that strengthens your brand and grows your enterprise. To everyone who has partnered with us, I thank you. Let us build something extraordinary together. Yep, so that was his letter to advertisers. Let's see what y'all have to say. Ike's Tech Talk says, if they're going to call the 15 Pro Max the Ultra, I'm gonna need Thunderbolt speed. That's a good one. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so you guys are still talking about the iPhone. But in my world, every small device that has some sort of magnetic or small charger should have standard universal wireless compatibility. I use and then got cut off there. That was Dr. Riley who said that. Septian Patterson said, my timeline is lit. Okay, awesome. Congratulations on that. Jojo the Techie says, Elon was all about free speech until he found out he couldn't make money from advertisers that way. That's a good point. That's a very good point, Jojo. Oh, okay. He finished the sentence. So Dr. Riley, completing his sentence, says, But in my world, every small device that has some sort of magnetic or small charger should have a standard universal wireless compatibility. I use Oral B IO with magnetic charger stand needs Qi. You sound like you would be a great person for the EU to talk about and pass a law where all wireless charging is wireless Qi compatible. Dr. Ali also says, would be amazing for traveling with one charger for all. One charger to rule them all. Dr. Riley also says, at Jojo the Techie, did you see India and the EU came out and said, congrats, you still need to follow our rules in our jurisdictions? Jojo said, yup. Septian said, hashtag humanity. He did say that. He's like, humanity, whom I love. I mean, who doesn't love humans? You gotta be a human to love humans, right? Dr. Ali says, I think he said he would, made the contract, then didn't really want it, but due to the contract, had to go with it. Yes, he definitely was going back and forth when it came to actually acquiring Twitter and was made to do so. Something said, I'm sad now. I enjoyed blocking pointless promoted tweets. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get rid of that. He might still keep it. The pointless promoted tweets. Yep. I mean, if they know what's good for them, they would. But my thoughts on the whole Elon Musk thing, I feel like he's just saying that because he understands that if he doesn't say something to the advertisers, he's going to lose it all. Like he said in there, that is a possibility. It's one thing to be a part of a platform and just lollygog and say what you want to say and have people like, you know, what you do, and creating content is different than actually owning a platform. And I think the seriousness didn't sink in until he had to do it. And now knowing that he is responsible for something so big and quite frankly successful, he doesn't want to, and he cares about his appearance so much that he doesn't want to be the reason why Twitter goes down, because he would be made fun of hardcore for sure. Kind of like if you look at what's happening right now with Facebook, they changed their stuff to Meta and they're going all in with Meta. Meta is actually the catalyst for Facebook, and it's losing right now. It's lost a lot in the market. It's losing people. People are signing off. People are not creating Facebook accounts. And yes, it has to do with the way that they treat their users. Information is not secure. But also, this whole Meta thing is just like going right over people's heads. Dr. Riley says, I saw that today there were some articles on how Twitter was flooded with racist messages, and it infuriated me. I don't think it was anything Musk did, but that people did that. Well, what happened was, even though he said in there to advertisers that he didn't want this place to become a hellscape, it did, because people started to test the limits of what you can actually say. Because while he was a content creator, he said, hey, nobody should be allowed to be banned. Everybody should be able to say what they want and to disagree with people and have a different point of view. But now he's singing a different tune now that he owns Twitter. And a lot of them were like throwaway accounts, obviously not using their real accounts. A lot of them were trolls trying to test the limits of it. But honestly, if you're a person that cares, you wouldn't make those type of statements to begin with. So obviously there's some truth to these quote unquote trolls and what they had to say. It's really sad. It was really sad to see. Septian said, relevant ads are okay. Pointless ads are crap. I would never buy. Know who you're advertising to. Yeah, that is very true. And we'll see how they'll be able to keep that. Dr. Riley says, so True Tech, their stock has crashed. Yep. Hey, Easy Computer Solutions. Hey, Eric. Welcome. Septian said, Facebook, what's that? Easy Computer Solutions said, Meta. Yeah, I know, Meta this, Meta that. And it's just alienating people because it's not um it's not part of the consciousness just yet. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next article. This one is about YouTube. All right, so new ways for licensed healthcare professionals to reach people on YouTube. For the first time, certain categories of healthcare professionals and health information providers can apply to make their channels eligible for our health product features. And so it shows a GIF of what happens. Like, for example, if you search bipolar, there'll be a marquee where it says for health sources. And those are people who basically have the authority to talk about bipolar disorder and is basically handpicked by YouTube. When it comes to health, people trust healthcare professionals to give us the best advice, but the opportunity that healthcare professionals have to inform and educate their patients largely stops at the clinic door. The reality is that the majority of healthcare decisions are made outside the doctor's office, in the everyday lives of our patients. And then it shows an image of what it's going to look like when you actually click on one of those trusted sources. So you'll click on it, you'll click on a video, and then underneath the title is going to say, from a licensed doctor. Learn more about how health professionals are licensed and how experts define health sources. And then you click on it and you'll be able to read more. That's why YouTube Health has been working on additional ways to help doctors, nurses, mental health professionals, and healthcare information providers to bring high quality health information into the spaces that people visit throughout their day, like their favorite video sharing app. Today, we're announcing that for the first time, certain categories of healthcare professionals and health information providers can apply to make their channels eligible for our health product features that were launched in the US later last year. And I actually honestly don't remember seeing this for the past year, but I don't really search about health stuff related things anyways. Let me know in the comments if you've noticed it in the last year if you live in the United States. This includes health sources, information panels that help viewers identify videos from authoritative sources, and health content shelves that highlight videos from these sources when you search for health topics, so people can more easily navigate and evaluate health information online. Up until now, these features have only been available to organizations such as educational institutions, public health departments, hospitals, and government entities. This new step will allow us to expand to include high-quality information from a wider group of healthcare channels. Applicants must have proof of their license, follow best practices for health information sharing as set out by the Council of Medical Specialty Societies, the National Academy of Medicine, and the World Health Organization, and have a channel in good standing on YouTube. Full details of the eligibility requirements are here, and there's a link. And the next, it shows an image just like the one before, but this time it says from a channel with a licensed health professional, and then you can click on it to read more. All channels that apply will be reviewed against these guidelines, and the license of the applying healthcare professional will be verified. In the coming months, eligible channels that have applied through this process will be given a health source information panel that identifies them as a licensed healthcare professional, and their video will appear in relevant search results in health content shelves. Health, health creators in the US can apply starting October 27th, which was yesterday, at health.youtube, and will continue to expand availability to other markets and additional medical specialties in the future. This is a big step towards helping people more easily find and connect with content that comes from the extraordinary community of healthcare creators on YouTube. The smart, dedicated, and creative folks who are transforming the ways that we share medical information. Whether you have busted medical myths with Dr. Mike, learn about diseases, processes from osmosis, found ways to cope with anxiety with Dr. Ali Matut, or better understand fertility from Dr. Natalie Crawford, there are communities on YouTube that are helping people become more informed, engaged, and empowered about their health. Effective communication is at the heart of improving people's health, and we're excited for this next phase in our work to connect people with highly authoritative health information that is both evidence based and culturally relevant. All right, let's see what you guys have to say in the chat. So, a question from Dr. Riley. So, does YouTube make sure the person is a licensed doctor, or do they also verify the material is accurate? I can see the issue. I can see issues here. Yes. So, YouTube does verify if the person is a licensed doctor, healthcare provider, nurse. They verify that. So, they have to in the portal. They actually have to provide a picture of their licensing, and then they verify that. Dr. Riley also said because with the pandemic, some doctors say one thing and others another. Yes, I do agree that. That's why it says that it has to be within good standings. So, like what was happening with the pandemic, when there was COVID, there was anybody that talked about COVID, there was a disclaimer at the bottom, and some people didn't get their videos monetized because they were reviewed by a bot, and the bot would say this violates our community guidelines, and then you would review it with a human. The human would look it over, see if it's factual or not, and if it's not factual, then it'll stay demonetized. So this is something that YouTube has been doing for a while now, and this is just something that they're expanding now outside of the US. Dr. Riley also says, so as a non-medical person determines that they are abiding by the best practices, I would be more inclined if an outside neutral source verifies it. Yeah, I think that would be an ideal thing, but YouTube is the one that's verifying it. So the creators are at the mercy of YouTube, of the YouTube workers. Yep. Septian said, this has way too many variables involved. Searching how to change your oil on YouTube is one thing, but medical advice on mental health? You'd be surprised. So a lot of people already do this to begin with, not only on YouTube, but TikTok, Instagram, Reels, Facebook. People search for these types of things, either to discuss with their doctors or to make changes within their life. And this is just YouTube saying, people are doing this anyways. Let's try to get some authoritative people to be pushed in front of these types of things. Dr. Riley agrees with Septian Patterson. Bradley says, hope they do it right, because most times you probably would want remedies to little things. So if they're verified, then you'll be able to trust them. Yeah, the only thing we can do is hope that they do it right. They've already said that they've tested it out for a year in the United States, and now they're confident in moving forward with other geographic areas. So only time will tell. Hey, Tech Loving Mama, welcome. Welcome to the chat. All right, let's move on to our last article. This is a funny one. So, roast gone wrong. Google disses Apple for marketing theft using an iPhone. Google has massively stepped up its smartphone game in recent times, but it trails far behind the industry bigwigs like Samsung and Apple in sales. The company aims to double smartphone shipments in 2023 and has dialed up marketing to achieve that goal. Someone at the company made an oopsie this week when they tweeted from the official Pixel account using the iPhone to throw shade at Apple. All the money in the world can't buy loyalty. Even though Google is a very old company, the Pixel Twitter account was created just this month, and it looks like the person running it is still learning the ropes of Twitter, or are plain careless. Or maybe they're too attached to their iPhone and think it's the best phone around, better than the ones they get paid to promote. What happened is that Apple CEO Tim Cook took to Twitter on October 18 to send a promotional tweet for the new iPads and using the tagline, "Take Note," which has long been used as the American professional basketball team Utah Jazz, which competes in the National Basketball Association, the NBA. In plain and simple words, Apple, maybe unintentionally, stole a phrase that has been in use since 2016 and even created a custom hash flag or animated emoji to draw attention to the new products. So Tim Cook tweeted out, "The possibilities are endless, hashtag take note." Google, which has been having beef with Apple over messaging standards and is also running a Google Pixel 7 OK I See You basketball theme campaign in collaboration with NBA, was quick to take a swipe at Apple. Haste makes waste, so Ian Zelbo retweeted with a screenshot of the tweet from Google Pixel saying Twitter for iPhone police at MKBHD. And the Google Pixel _USA tweeted, okay, I see you. Hashtag take note at NBA fans. Hashtag Team Pixel is here to get you closer to your favorite team. Tell us yours and we might be able to make your NBA tip-off even better. And then circle Twitter for iPhone. To ridicule Cook, the at Google Pixel _US account asked NBA fans to take note of Apple's CEO's use of the phrase, but the person managing the account mistakenly used an iPhone to send out that tweet. This didn't go unnoticed by Twitter users. So one person said, "Serious question, does at Twitter not work on the Pixel, or does the Google social media staff prefer an iPhone and or Twitter web app over the Pixel? Either way, not a great way to sell your smartphones. But hey, free advertising for Apple." Another person tweeted, "Don't think they know if it works on Pixels since they use iPhone." Another person tweeted, "Even Google Pixel team uses iPhones." And then lastly, a person tweeted, "Google's are iSheeps too?" Google deleted the tweet and reposted it using the Twitter app, but not before designer Ian Zelbo took a screenshot. The Associated Press reports that Utah Jazz owner Ryan Smith reacted to Cook's use of the hashtag take note hashtag by saying, "That was weird. I saw that when you all did. I gotta look into it." Such gaffes are not rare in the tech world, though usually they come from Samsung. So it's refreshing to see the marketing team of another rich company fail at something so simple for a change. Let's see what you guys have to say in the chat. So Dr. Riley just laughed. Septian Patterson said Elon needs to get rid of the sent from Android tag. Who cares? It seems like a way to collect cookies or something. Yeah. Well, no, actually, I think that they should do it from Android, but I think it would be good to do it specifically from a certain phone. So, like, sent from Pixel, sent from Samsung. I would like that. I bet if you're an Apple employee tweet from Pixel, no one would bat an eye. No, no one would bat an eye. I don't think that that has even happened. Dr. Riley said, would you think they would do a simple search before using a hashtag to see if it was unique? No, I think that Apple, they don't care. They steamroll a lot of things that are out there. So this is not the first time they've done this. So one time that I can remember was when the company called OnePlus, who makes phones, they had an event, and then Apple said, nah, we're taking that day. And so OnePlus went ahead and just changed the date of their new phone announcement. So Apple has been known for steamrolling. Hello, The Real Savage. Welcome. Salute to you as well. Is this not the first time this has happened? No, Samsung this usually happens to Samsung. They'll tweet something and it's from an iPhone. This is the first time it's happened with a Pixel. Bradley says it was a silly mistake, but for everyone, Google's not supposed to make mistakes. Yeah, Google Pixel gets scrutinized a lot. I think the hazing is just part of it since Samsung gets in trouble for it so much. Yes, I saw that, Septi, and I blocked it. Dr. Ali said, wow, the story. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so those are all the articles and things that I had for today. I appreciate you guys joining me. Y'all don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. If you guys want to see another live stream, holla at your boy. Is going to be going live in less than a minute. I'll put the link in the chat so you guys can head on over there. Get your kiki on over there. Like I said, I appreciate you guys here, and I thank y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. Bye.
Tech Valor.